Of the Rotary Club of Cary. Welcome to the friendliest club in District 77. It is a beautiful day. Thank you for being here. We have a full house with others online. Thanks everybody for being here. I'll ask John Rigsby to please come up and offer our invitation.
Thank you, President Rod. Let's bow our hands, please. Heavenly Father, we pause to give you thanks for this day. And Lord, you instruct us in your word that we're to live a life of love, life of service. And we give you thanks for this great organization, Rotary, through which we can do most of those things. So, Lord, we just pray that you'll bless this meal out of our bodies, bless your service, and bless in our Lord. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. God bless America, land that I love, stand beside her, through the night with the light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans wide and fall. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet home.
Good forum today. Thank you, everybody. So we have a number of guests visiting with us here today. I'd love to ask Pat Hudson to please introduce our guests.
I'm happy to introduce Drew Ware, who is a guest today of Joe Sturdivant. And I think you will find out he has a special connection today. And then I'm going to introduce Bill Fletcher to introduce his guests.
Thank you, Pat. I'm happy. I will introduce the other Ware in the room in a minute. But with our guest speaker today are two other people. Sophia Overdeep, who is assistant principal at Wake, STEM, and the school we're going to hear about. And the career development coordinator, who connects the school with business, who connects kids with businesses. Kim McDonald, also from that school, here with us today. Thank you for being here.
So we have several announcements here I'd like to make. Let me first of all give you a brief recap of the district training assembly that took place on Saturday. I've been talking about this for a couple of weeks, and I'm delighted that Tim and Mary and Camille, Paul, Sally Fox, and I attended on Saturday, and it was honestly it was a fantastic day to learn about Rotary and celebrate all that we've done. So first of all, Marie Howard, who is the district foundation chair, she reported on giving to the foundation. She reported that District 7710, which is our district, spanning from Pennsylvania down to South Carolina, that District 7710 was #1 in giving to the Rotary International Foundation among the 17 districts that are part of 733, which goes from Pennsylvania down to South Carolina. So we were #1. It's pretty remarkable. Get this. Rotary District 7710, we consist of 48 clubs, 1,850 members. Contributions from our district to the Rotary International Foundation's annual fund, Polio Plus Fund, and the endowment fund totaled more than $1.26 million. The Rotary Club of Cary, our club, was recognized as being among the top 5 clubs in donations. We were #4 in giving to the annual fund. Thank you, everyone. And #5 in giving to the Polio Plus Fund. So among the leaders, we are among the leaders. We were also, of course, recognized for the 100% Paul Harris Fellows last year. So thanks everybody for your tremendous support of the Rotary Foundation. Well, what does this provide? So as you know, a portion of our contributions that we make to Rotary International, they come back to us and they're distributed through the district designated funds. Last year, it was reported that over $109,000 in district designated funds were granted to 43 grants and 33 clubs in our district. Those funds were matched by local club funding for a total impact, project impact of over $405,000. Some examples of the types of projects that impacted: the REACH program in Holly Springs Club was a Rotary effort to fight child hunger. I think it fed over 250 families. The Inspired DR project supported the construction of a computer lab in the Dominican Republic, as well as computer literacy programs and water purification programs there. This year, fiscal year 22-23, the impact is even greater. So this year, there's $126,610 in district designated funds, which will be awarded through 42 grants to 31 clubs in our district. And the total impact of those grants is over $500,000. Now, our club is receiving funds from the district to support several projects. One is our Read a Book, Get a Book program. Another is a project to modernize a health clinic at the Morant High School in Jamaica, which we're doing in conjunction with the Rotary Club of All Nations. There's also a Music in Memory at Home project, which we're doing in conjunction with the Cary Club. There's a project to build 3 houses in the Dominican Republic, which Leon Adams is going to talk to us about next week. Don't miss your opportunity to travel to the DR. We're also going to be packaging 120,000 meals in conjunction with the Southwest Durham Rotary Club. So all of these are projects that our district grant funding supports. And I'm not doing it at all justice because we spent 4 hours on Saturday morning hearing about just all the types of projects that we're funding. And again, in addition to what I've described, there were reports on our disaster response efforts. Did you know that our district is currently feeding 90,000 refugees from Ukraine who are living in Moldova? 90,000 refugees we're supporting. We also provide global scholarships for students around the world. Our focus on polio vaccination and eradication continues. And our Peace Fellow program. There was a discussion about our Peace Fellows program, and I'm happy that Assistant Governor Randy Lickey is going to be here in January to tell us more about that. So that is a thumbnail of all that we covered in 4 hours on Saturday. Of course, we also talked about the many ways that you can contribute to the Rotary Foundation through our Polio Plus Society, the Paul Harris Society. You can become a benefactor. There are various levels of recognition for major gifts. So if you have an interest in that, let me know. But I just wanted to take a moment to really thank everyone in the club for your support of the Rotary International Foundation and to share what all together we've been able to accomplish. So here it comes. More activities. I'll ask Bob Griffin to come up and give us a quick announcement about Oktoberfest.
Thank you, President Rod. I promised to do this in 45 seconds or less, so go. Is there anybody in the room that likes beer? Is there anybody in the room that likes brats? Is there anybody in the room that likes polka music? Slightly smaller percentage of the crowd. If you like any of those 3 things, I invite you to come and participate with the Triangle Oktoberfest to be held September 29th and 30th. That's a program joint effort between the town of Cary, Apex Sunrise Club, and the Cary McGregor Club. We have been asked to staff a shift of cooking bratwurst. We did it last year. Scott Schneider, Ross, Camille, a few other folks. We had a great time cooking and serving brats for that fair. We're looking for a passionate and dedicated team of 5 people to staff the booths. So if you're interested and available, likely is we'll do about a 2-hour shift probably on Saturday. But if you have an interest, please let me know. Thank you, President Ron.
Say it again.
I'm sorry, 30 and October 1st, Friday the 30th and October
September 30th. Awesome, thank you. Couple of quick reminders too, along the spirit of service here, our Memory Cafe, September 20th, you're all signed up for that, that's 4 to 6 p.m. Jim, any update here?
We've got about 10 people signed up so far. We'll have about 30 guests.
Okay. So Jim mentioned that we have 10 people already signed up for Memory Cafe, we'll have about 30 guests there, but please keep some lots of weight, but volunteers there. Lunchtime, 2 weeks from now, September 27th. If you want to come early to Rotary, 12 noon, there will be a webinar on how to support the Rotary International Foundation. And we'll be hearing from the major gifts officer. So please, I'll send out a reminder, but let us know if you'd like to attend that. Also, October 1st, 8:15 to 3:15, is our Rotary Leadership Institute. Take this opportunity to learn more about Rotary, how it is that we make such a great impact. Again, the club will reimburse the cost of signing up for that. Send out a notice in the, or a reminder in the weekly email. New service opportunity, the Town of Cary My Tree, Our Tree program, October 14th and 15th. Town of Cary will be handing out 500 sapling trees to residents of Cary. You're looking for help from our club to help distribute those trees. So great opportunity to serve during that time, and there is a sign-up genius link in your weekly email. Renee, our Pints for Polio. We have a theme going on here that involves Drew.
Speaking of beer, I don't drink beer, but anyway, Pints for Polio is a fundraising effort to further support and education for the eradication of polio. And it's across the entire Rotary International, but our district is having one in Wake Forest. Well, we've kind of thought Wake Forest is too far to go to drink beer. So we are looking for a venue. Hopefully, I'm thinking the Cotton House downtown. And if you'll just earmark October the 20th, we will be doing something that night. Just a little bit of let the area know around us what we're doing. So there'll be more about that, but just more beer.
Thank you, Renee. Would you come up, please, and give us a thumbnail description of what's taking place December 5th?
Yes. And Bill, feel free to chime in if I was okay. I need to work on this. So December 5th, we're partnering with Junior Achievement, and we're providing teaching. Drew, you should listen to this. We're providing teaching at Dillard Drive Middle School on a program called It's My Future. And these are economic soft skills. Am I saying that right, Bill? Is that a good way to say it? Okay. And so we will have material, and I've worked with this material before. It's so easy to work with. And y'all, I just want to remind everybody every once in a while that I was a Latin major. So if I can teach economic soft skills, we're in pretty good shape. And I've used Junior Achievement materials before. They're really great. They have handouts and it's fill in the blank. And we get training ahead of time using the materials, and they give us the answers. So it's really easy to work with. The training is November 15th. And I'll send out a sign-up genius. It's about a half a day on December 5th, give or take. I'm not quite sure what the hours are, but it's something like 7:30 to noon-ish. So that's the only thing I haven't got right, and that's why I haven't sent you the sign-up genius. So we need like 30 of us, and we work in pairs, and the teacher's in the room. So there's nothing not great about this. It's going to be so fun. Does this sound like fun, y'all? I think it does. It sounds like a lot of fun. So earmark the date, December 5th, for the lesson. We'll provide the lesson. We're the teachers. We're going to teach them about, business, economics, soft skills. And the training is November 15th, right after our meeting. And you can be online or you can be in the room. All right? Okay.
Volunteers. 30 volunteers. 30 volunteers. And yeah. All right. We are excited about our speaker today. Before I ask Bill Fletcher to come up and introduce our speaker, we have our Sergeant at Arms in the house, Ryan Reed.
President Rod, so good to see you. So good to be with your group. I'm trying to, you can't have a trend until you start with the first day. Today's day one. So excited to be here. But the reality is, I just don't feel like finding today. I just am not in the mood for finding. But if I were in the mood for finding, we would have to offer our relatively new president, Rod, the amnesty option. So he doesn't get fined each time I show up. He may sit there and do the math. It may end up better that way. But would you like to take the amnesty for $20?
Indeed.
Or if you'd like to make it a bigger bill?
Indeed, I would. And it has already saved me money.
All right.
Thank you.
That's our presidente. Just looking around the room, I would just think of this wonderful things that either a fine or a word. This wonderful pastel twin over here. I don't know, but I'm not finding you. I don't know if they called each other and said, no, you look like her on with me. I don't know, but it was beautifully coordinated and working there. And I don't know what I did to deserve such a distinguished table here. The past president's table. Look at the number of past. Yeah. There we go.
That's right.
That's right. Past president's table there. And it's so good to see our folks wearing their Rotary attire. I saw Don and Tim, Paul, and others there. And thank goodness we have Tim Max, ladies and gentlemen. And it's thank goodness we're seeing again, because otherwise we would never start on time. He gets it started. He would have to start up the work beautifully there. Bob would have gotten 2 awards. He would have got the AV sideways award. And he would have also got, it's a trick question. Dear Ross, it's happening. Gotta be something in there. And yes, Gail would have got a very funny award. She goes, "Hi, what's your name again?" And I said, "Bob and I, we were visiting on Cary today." So she would have got that award, of course. And I tell you what, Travis over here, does anybody know what Ronnie Van Zant used to look like back in the day? Leonard Skinner clothes, right? Or a Star Wars clone, Bradley. I'm not sure. We would have gotten one of those awards for sure. Have any Appalachian State fans in the house? Or Duke fans in the house? Big win up at Northwestern. We would have definitely recognized that. And that was not bad one either. We'll take that one. We'll take that one. Oh, I did have one more here. It's so good to see Sal. I tell you what, you're not gonna be able to see this very well on the screen there.
Oh,
he would have gotten the Gordon Gekko Award, because look at this beautiful hair. It's pulled back just like, and the famous quote from that movie is, "Reach this out." So, folks, as I think about this, it's kind of interesting. Tomorrow, the YMCA is having George W. Bush come and speak at lunch tomorrow. So that's pretty exciting. So I was thinking about that, and just by chance, 21 years ago today, was his kind of famous speech, "The Steel of American Resolve." That was in essence kind of the theme of what he spoke about. He said, "Our country is strong. Our great people have been moved to defend a great country." And it's just, as I think about this amazing group we have here, this amazing things every week, and the impact that we are able to enact based on the service, based on the dollars, and really the fellowship of knowing what Rotary is all about. It really moved me. So as I think about that, I'm going to reach in my pocket. I'm going to pull out something I feel, oh, $5 bill feels good. So if there's something that feels good to you in remembrance of 21 years ago when that great speech was given and giving confidence to our country moving forward, just join me with that. So just join me with that.
wonderful.
And while we're doing that, anybody has any verbal moments? Any verbal moments? Sir.
I have one that just prompted me with what you said. And I had the privilege of several years ago when I was working for a company out in Baltimore. And we would go to the Baltimore games, take meetings. And one day we're in the press box, our box, and watching the game. And President Bush came over and said hello to us. So I got to meet with him and talk with him a little bit. And we were always in the box. Well, we went to one game, and we were like 5 runs from the third base dugout. And we're like, I said, we're not even in the box this time. I don't know what happened with it. Well, that happened to be the game that Queen Elizabeth visited. And she came up on the third base dugout and waved to everybody. So my dollar and their own.
Wow. Amazing. Very cool.
Anything else have miracle moments?
My wife and I celebrated our 27th wedding anniversary on Friday.
Wow.
All right. Fantastic.
All right, President, thank you so much.
We are delighted to have Drew Ware with us here today, along with his colleagues. And Joe, I'll ask you to come up and introduce us.
Thank you, President Rod. Drew is a Cary boy. Went to Henry Adams Elementary, East Cary Middle, Cary High School, and then somehow or another he got over to Chapel Hill. I'm not sure. We have a lot of NC State Chapel Hill rivalry in here, but he was equipped very well at UNC. Ultimately got both his master's and his PhD over there. He has taught here in Wake County, and he began as a kindergarten teacher. We need about 1,000 more male kindergarten teachers in Wake County. Just think about that. There's no age limit on being a teacher. All right. Drew came back to us from a stint in Chapel Hill teaching over there, being a principal over there, to take the leadership role of the Wake STEM Early College. It's affiliated with NC State. I'm not going to take any more of the description of that because I don't know what's in this presentation, but it's a phenomenal school with 100% graduation rate. When I don't know what last year's numbers were, but a previous class I know had done something like 450 completed college hours before they left high school. Think about that, okay? It's a tremendous opportunity. It's a great program that we have in Wake County. And Drew, please come. Dr. Drew Ware.
Thank you all very much for having me. It's nice to be here, especially this is not the first year for Wake STEM Early College High School, but it is our first full year in Cary. So we have moved. We were over on Dick's campus, and now we moved right over to Walnut and Dillard, right at the intersection there, so right on the corner. And it's a beautiful new building. It's not a new building, but they redid it, so it's all beautiful, windows everywhere. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous place. So if you ever want to stop by, come take a tour. You have my cards here. You can come stop by because we love to show off what we do at Wake STEM. So I'm really excited to be here and to talk to you. So what I'm going to share today is kind of a 30,000-foot view of what we do at Wake STEM. Kind of why we know it works, the awards we've gotten. Then I'm going to hand it on over to Kim McDonald, who is our career development coordinator. She's going to talk a little bit about some of the opportunities that we have in growing students' careers, making sure that we're setting them up for success, and the connections we have out in the community to make that happen. So, but we're going to start right over here. You can look and see. There's a lot of, hopefully that works. So, there we go. So we're just going to have to do that by hand. So you can look over there and see our next slide, which really talks about some of the things. The first thing we're going to talk about is our mission, vision, and values.
So we're right here.
Yeah. So as you're looking at mission, one of the reasons why we have early colleges and early colleges are set up is because we want to meet the needs of underrepresented populations, students who don't necessarily have all of the opportunities when it comes to some of the STEM fields. And so we do a lot of work on attracting first generation families. Those are families who come in who
They did not go to college. They don't have a college background. So really helping support them as they move into high school and then in through college so that they're successful. What I like to say is that we offer a college opportunity with a high school level. We do a lot of work around college and career readiness. And what this looks like is we have ninth graders. Ninth graders come in. We have 9th and 10th. They're not taking any classes in NC State, but they are all taking the same classes and they're working together with projects. And I'll talk a little bit more about that. Then in 11th grade, students continue to take high school classes, but they start taking college classes. And we don't start them off easy. We start them off taking math classes at NC State. So we get right in there, start digging in right away. So we got a lot of work to get kids ready for 9th and 10th grade. So they're able to walk on State's campus and be able to pass NC State's classes. Then we do a lot of support around that 11th and 12th grade as they are taking these classes. We work with the community, we work with a business called Cengage, and they help with some of the material that we may not be able to help with. There may be, we may have a Chinese class that students are taking, or Latin. And so we have some work to be able to help. We have some companies that are able to help us meet the needs of those students. And then we also offer a 13th grade. So that sounds a little weird when I first heard it, but our students can choose not to graduate after their 12th grade and then come back for their 13th grade, which means they are working with us. They have an internship. They have a seminar that they work on the high school level, but they are able to take a full load of college classes. Now, one of the key pieces around taking these college classes is that they are all paid for by the state of North Carolina. So students can leave after their 13th year with upwards of 60 credit hours. That means they can go in to college as juniors, and it's all paid for. Books are paid for, all the classes are paid for. So it's really an amazing opportunity. We also do a lot on the front end with our 9th and 10th graders, but to a lesser extent, it's still with our 11th and 12th graders with project-based learning. And so that's a type of teaching and a type of learning where students are still learning the same standards. The curriculum is just different in that they're applying it and using it to solve projects. And those projects happen in all of our classes, but they also spread across classes. So you see up there, it says interdisciplinary. So that means we have a project each semester where all the students are working on the same project, and it impacts every class they're in. There'll be elements of math that they're working on. There'll be some, whatever science they're in, they'll be working on that. Humanities, whether it's history or English, will play a role in the project. And then we also have Spanish, or we have computer programming. So all of that fits into one project. And then our students get to showcase those projects and share them out. And it is impressive what our students are able to do, what they're able to put out, what they're able to show, because we teach them exactly how to present, how to hold themselves, how when they're up in front of people, how to speak in a way that they can be heard. And many of them would put me to shame. So we're getting them ready for their future success. The next piece is looking at STEM and grand challenges. So we do have a STEM focus. So it's science, technology, engineering, and math. And all of our projects are based on the grand challenges of engineering. So if you've not heard of those, there are 14 grand challenges that were set up by the National Institute of Engineering. And they really get us to focus our efforts on worldwide problems. And so our students are already thinking about, as ninth graders, how to solve these really big issues. And that's exactly what we need, because we are not going to solve the problems of today. Our students are going to solve them. And then to make all of this happen, we have to have strong connections with NC State and a community partnership. And Ms. McDonald's going to go into that in just a little bit. We can go to the next slide. Results. So we're handing out a flyer that talks a little bit about how we know what we do works. So when I read about this, when I was applying for this job, it spoke to me. It said, this is the place where I want to be as a principal. This is how I would want to learn as a student. But unless we have results that prove that it works, then we don't necessarily have it. So as we look through, we can go to the next slide. Right here? Yep, right there. So accountability, if you look at the results, we have, as Mr. Fletcher talked about, we have 100% graduation rate. You can go and look at our ACT and SAT scores. But you can see that our students do very well with ACT and SAT. Okay, we can go on to the next slide. Okay. Yeah, just hit that side. Okay. And then to the next one. Yep. If you look at our accountability measures, so this is one thing that our school has always done a nice job. We've hit, not the peak, because we can always do better, but this past year, we had, I think that says right there, 98.7% of our students pass the accountability measures, which are, we call them the end of course tests. So that's almost everyone is passing. You can also look at, well, lots of kids are passing. How are they growing? We had what they consider 10.74, which doesn't mean anything, it's a number, but you can look at that as the 23rd highest in North Carolina. Our achievement was the 5th highest in North Carolina. And then the way that the state does it is it combines growth and achievement together in a formula and gives each school a grade. So we certainly got an A, but as you combine it, we had a grade of 99, and we were the only school in the entire state that had a 99. The next highest school is what we're doing is working when it comes to high school. Yeah, right there. Back to accountability measures. Okay. All right. And then, okay. And results. And GPA. Yeah, sorry about that. But we also collect data and see how are our students doing against the state. So we are sending juniors, 16-year-olds, seniors, 17-year-olds, and super seniors, 18 and 19-year-olds over to take college classes. used to what the college environment is like in the classroom and the expectations. But it's incredibly important because there is an age gap. But we've noticed our students rise to that challenge. Yes.
How many students do you have?
We have 262 students. And so I will tell you, having a small school is an incredible blessing for the students, for the staff, and for us, because we really get to know them, and we tell as students are, because students have to apply to get into our school. And so they have to want to come to us, which is a huge benefit as well. But we tell them beforehand, you cannot hide. We will find you. Right now, we have college interims that are due, and I have 5 kids who have not found them. And I'm having conversations, or they have to turn them in. I'm having conversations with them daily. They cannot hide from us. We know all of them. So that's a really positive thing.
Easier to track them down. Guys, my name is Darren. I just wanted to say thank you so much for coming and sharing with us today. We've got some cards for both of you. Just want to say thank you. These are from a local resident and longtime Rotarian, Jerry Miller. And just want to say thank you. I know, one comment I would say is I also had my super senior year in Canada a long time ago. We had a grade 13, and it gave me an incredible opportunity to get a bunch of college classes knocked out in my 13th year. So you're doing great stuff, and I'm really happy to learn all that we did today. Thank you. Testimony.
Well, thank you all so much. Thank you.
Thank you all, and thank you for sharing what you have. Thank you for your remarkable work. As we move towards closing our meeting today, I want to acknowledge some birthdays. Paul Carr on the 16th is celebrating a birthday. Paul Carr, right there. Happy birthday to Paul. On the 18th, happy birthday, Brian. We have some number anniversaries. Pat Hudson and Don Peakbinder celebrating 23 years in our club on the 14th. Spoke with us a few weeks ago, celebrates 23 years in the club, plus an additional 10 years in Rotary, 33 years in Rotary for Tony. That's remarkable. Darren Wade and Blair Hatcher celebrating 3 years in the club on the 17th. Darren, thank you for your service. Anniversaries on the 14th. Thomas and Caroline Bell celebrate 20 years of marriage. Happy anniversary. Next week's program. Part of our Rotary Impact series, our own Paul Wesselkavich, Secretary of our club, is going to present a program entitled Ukraine, Past, Present, and Future. So Paul, thank you for leading that presentation. Thank you, Paul. Can't wait to hear where we are with our Aquatabs project. That's going to provide clean water for folks in Ukraine. So thank you for your leadership right there. In 2 weeks, our presentation to Secretary Dale Folwell, and he'll of course be presenting a presentation update on the North Carolina Treasury. We've heard Dale speak before. He's a remarkable speaker. We're glad to have him with us. Look forward to that. I want to thank Drew and Kim and Ken. Thank you for being all with us. Sophia, sorry. Thank you all for being with us. How special to hear your son speak. You must be very proud. Thank you for being with us. We appreciate that. And I want to thank everybody who's been a part of today's meeting. With that, I'll ask our club member Bob Moore to lead us down the floor with us.
Okay, let me direct your attention to the yellow banner. The things we think, so when I was in there, think, say, and do. First, is the truth. Second, is concern. Third,